In this edition of the Writer Series, one of the things that I'm going to talk about is stepping out of your comfort zone when you're writing to try different things. One of the areas that I know that I'm challenged is that when I'm writing, I have a certain type of story that really is important to me to write, that feels comfortable to me to write, that I feel like I'm in a groove when I'm writing these certain types of stories. And so I've tried to challenge myself, and I'm actually issuing this challenge for the balance of 2019 and perhaps going into 2020, is to look at different types of genres that maybe have been of interest to me in the past that maybe I haven't necessarily explored as a writer while I've explored as a reader. So for example, the Hunger Games series I read and I really enjoyed is not necessarily something that I would write about, or that's not necessarily something that I would have written about in the past, but I'm starting to think a little bit more about some story ideas that maybe I can embrace just to kind of branch out and look at different types of writing, different types of stories that I can explore. And so that's going to be like exercise for the imagination for me to just try to branch out, see what else is out there, give it a whirl. Might not work, might not be for me, but I want to make sure that I give it at least a try just to expand my horizons as a writer and to challenge myself to write different things so I don't get in the same groove of writing the same type of story that makes sense and is fun to me, but may not necessarily be appealing to others. And so I want to make sure that I find different audiences and look for interests that audiences may have that may fit my writing interests as well. And so I'm going to be working on that as well. Not quite sure where it's going to go, if I'm going to go, fantasy or science fiction. Those are things that I've really been interested in the past, especially science fiction. I've always been a big Star Wars fan, big Star Trek fan. Buck Rogers, for those of you who remember that back in the early 80s, late 70s, I was really into that kind of stuff. Battlestar Galactica a little bit as well. And so, showing my age here, but I want to look at some of those types of possibilities for writing to, again, try to expand my writing to see where my interests are. It could spark something that I didn't know was there. And so you'll never find out if you don't give it a try.